Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing a good old-fashioned Assassination Rogue guide. We just got done with a sub-rogue guide just a few days ago, so we are going straight into the Assassination guide here. First off, we're going to get through this as fast as possible so we can get to the actual games. I'm trying to keep it below 25 to 28 minutes so you get everything you guys need. And we're pretty much just going to go over all the basics first for the people that are new watching. If you've already seen the add-ons and all that good stuff, you can skip straight to the actual clips. Otherwise, let's get right into this. So we are going to be running two set Assassination Rogue. Now I'm running really hard Mastery. I will have armories down below that you can look at for Assassination Rogue. So you get more of a better gearing specifically for Assassination Rogue. But I'm just running the basics here. Engineering goggles, really just max Mastery. Um, Still, I have to work on my conquest farm here, so I still have another piece I can get. But regardless, that's pretty much the gear. You're going to be running the haste trinket. You don't really need to be running the badge. I don't see the badge being that great. Um, but that's pretty much it with the gear. Next, we're going to go straight into the add-ons. Ability Team Tracker and Omni CD are pretty much the same thing. I run them both. Um, Omni CD is enough, so you don't really need Ability Team Tracker. I just have them both, so it's your call. Big debuffs is a really major add-on, mainly because of this right here. So when I stun somebody, I can see exactly when it's going to end. Same thing with my growths. If I grow, I know exactly when I can regrow. So big debuffs is really nice to have, especially when you're trying to keep your resuns. Details, obviously everyone has details by now. There's really nothing about it. Nameplate cooldowns shows their add-ons above their head. It's especially good as a melee, because you're always on top of the teammate, like the targets that you're on. So you'll be able to see their add-ons above their head. The next one we have is the Omnibar. Now Omnibar, really, I use it more as a caster. It's still good, but it's not necessarily that crazy. So you can see the kicks, you can see death. So it's really good for seeing those types. But with nameplate, you kind of have the same thing. You kind of just have both. That's pretty much all it is with the Omni bar. Omni CD will show your teammates. You'll see in the game that I can see my teammates' cooldowns, which is really major. I always use this as an example, but Crusader doesn't use that add-on, so a lot of times he doesn't even know what CDs his teammates have, and that's made them lose games because of that. So having that cooldown or add-on is really nice to have. S Arena, kind of just the same thing it's always been in every guide. So you're just gonna, this is how mine looks. So if you want to copy it, just go ahead and pause the video and you can copy it and then just put it at where you want it to be. So it's pretty much this, and then Trophy GCD pretty much just shows when I'm pressing. But down below, it's really only for YouTube or if I'm recording, or if I plan on streaming in the future. That's pretty much it. It's nothing like too crazy. So that's pretty much it. So that's really much all the add-ons we have. I don't really use any other add-ons, so we're gonna go straight into the macros. Now again, I don't really use many add-ons. Now what I might end up doing is I might put Thistle Tea with Deathmark or Thistle Tea with Kingsbane, just because you're gonna get max mastery when you click this. So I might end up putting it. We'll see. I guess once we get to the actual clips, I'll let you guys know and I'll show you it. I don't have it right now, but I might end up doing it. Manually, it's not that hard just to click it, but you know. So the first one we're going with is going to be Tricks. So Tricks is really only useful if you're running it. So um, the only time you would run it is if you were going to get rid of like maybe Hemotoxin. Or see, the thing is, I would never get rid of Smoke Bomb. Smoke Bomb is just way too good as a rogue. I'd have to get rid of I'd pretty much have to run this. So Hemotoxin is way too good for the dampening, and Smoke Bomb can win you games or get every CD. So what Tricks does is it gives your teammates 15% increased damage for about 6 seconds. So if you're playing with a priest that's doing a lot of damage, or a Mistweaver, or 3v3 arena, it's really nice to have just for that extra damage. So that's what that macro does. Now let's say they're party 1, you could switch this 2 to 1 or 3. So it really depends on what party member they are, but it does work. The next one we have is going to be the sat macro, which is kind of just the old school sat macro. There's many versions to this macro, but As far as you guys are concerned, this is the sap macro. I'll have it down below as well. So when I am sapping people, especially people in stealth, I'll use this macro. It's much faster than just manually targeting and then sapping, because it's automatically going to do that. The sap macro is really nice to have, and that is pretty much it with the macros. So that's the macros, that's the gear. My dog's snoring in the background, so that's nice too. Alrighty, so now for the rotation. So basically all you're going to be doing is you are going to open with Garrote. After that, you can cheap shot. After that, you can either mutilate, rupture, or you can Garrote rupture. It's really your call. Your main goal is to get all your bleeds up on that cheap shot. You're not going to be death marking straight up in the opener. You're really just getting your bleeds going and getting it ready. So again, we'll open with a Garrote. We'll cheap shot, mutilate, rupture. We can Garrote again. We can Garrote again. And then we use Tempest. So now we have full bleeds up. At this point, we're waiting for the kidney shot, or we can bleed the secondary target. So we're on this guy. We're getting full bleeds up on him. Nice. So we have full bleeds. We're going to refresh our bleeds one more time. And then whenever the kidney's ready, you're going to get common points, and this is where you're going to death mark. So you don't want to death mark on a cheap shot, you want to do it on a kidney. That way you're going to get a lot of CDs, and it's not just fake. So, and what I like to do as well is I like to basically use my blind with my death mark. So I'm not just death marking with no CC. So this is where I would blind, kidney shot, death mark. We'll use King's Bane, Shiv, and after this we're going to vanish. Cheap shot again, Evenom. We're gonna Garrote off this, Garrote one more time, and then Evenom. Past this, you're just mutilating. And then honestly, you can even just refresh your bleeds. But your main goal again, keep your bleeds up. And a lot of mistakes that are seen is when you have a Garrote up. So if you have what's called a improved Garrote, so when you're in stealth, you have a improved Garrote. So what a lot of people will do, they'll use their Garrote, so they'll get their bleeds up, do all that good stuff. So get your Tempest. So after this, you do not want to Garrote on top of it. So when your improved Garrote is not up, if you end up Garroting, your damage is going to go down. So if I re-Garrote, as you can see, the damage went down. So you want to keep that improved Garrote up and don't reapply it until the end. A lot of people will do a mistaken thing where they'll open with improved Garrotes, and then their subterfuge will end, and their improved Garrote's going to be gone, and they'll end up overlapping it with just a crap Garrote. So I'll Garrote here. As you can see, right now it's pretty high. I think it's going in between. But if I Garrote again after the improved Garrote's done, so once this goes off, my improved Garrote's done. So I'll Garrote one more time. So as you can see, it's still up. So what ends up happening is once that improved Garrote's done, if I reapply it, it's going to go down. So the number's going down if I reapply it if I don't have an improved. So when you put on Garrotes on players, wait until the end before you reapply it. That's what you're trying to do. Your goal is to keep up improved Garrotes the entire game. That's where most of your damage is coming up. So when you put a Garrote up on your targets, wait till the end or close to the end, and you can either vanish Garrote again, or you can use your Night Elf Racial, or just put up Garrote. But that's pretty much the mini rotation. We're going to get straight into the videos and the actual gameplay, so I will meet you there. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we did find a healer, so we are good to go. Now again, unfortunately, you don't really have many options PvP wise. Now, honestly, unless it's like double DPS or if it's like a frost DK or something, that's when I'll change premeditative. I don't know if it's worth it. I'm gonna run disarm. I'm still running the talent. Now, you don't really get as much benefit as if you were running the PvP talent, but since this guy's mainly single target, it's okay. It's not going to be the end of the world. I think disarm's just better, and that's just all there is to it. So we aren't going to run the good old-fashioned talent here, which, again, it is not bad at all, but there are situations where maneuver is just not going to be it. And this is one of those situations. It's single target. Hunter's really not doing a bunch of AoE damage. Now, we are going to be hitting both these guys, so again, we're going to open. We don't really need to sap anybody, so we open. We're going to immediately get going. We're going to cheap shot him, immediately rupture him. We're going to immediately Garrote. We'll try and get this just to Garrote. So we get our bleeds up on this guy. Looks like he disorients. This is what we'll disarm here in a second. So right now, right as he's trying to do his big one-shot go here. At this point, we just keep our bleeds up. We keep it going here. This is where we'll evasion. We'll cloak this. And not yet, actually. So here we'll kidney. We'll blind the healer here. This is where we'll Deathmark. So Deathmark here. I accidentally used 2 Thistle, but big damn. As you can see, it's maximum output of damage right now. So just maximum one-shot damage. We're going to cheap shot off this. This is where we're going to grow. Immediately get on this guy. So we're going to get on him again. We're going to put a Rupture up. This is where we put a Tempest up now. We're going to shiv him here. We kick this. We're just doing maximum damage. We're going to vanish for extra damage. We're going to cheap shot the Hunter. Immediately get bleeds up on him as well. So getting bleeds up on him. We'll cloak out of this if we have to. We'll see. Oh, nice. Okay, he traps me, so they aren't doing any damage. He stuns me out of this. That's okay, too. We're going to put a Tempest on this guy. Put a Regrow. This is where we have Kidney Bomb here soon. So we're waiting. We're just going to wait it out. We're just doing maximum damage until then. This is where we're going to use our stealth. We're going to cheap shot him. This is where we do maximum damage here. We grow both. Hopefully my guy can keep us up here. We shiv. This is maximum damage here. So again, just doing absolute insane amount of damage here. We'll kick him if he casts. We'll see if he does it. Waiting. Hopefully we get topped off here. And he ends up getting taken out. We kick him late because why not? The game's already over. GG's. So again, just an insane amount of pressure that's going out. These are not the highest games. They're about 1900. So again, it's not very high, but it is an immense amount of pressure going on. It's just maximum damage. He ended up almost dying just super quick. So again, once you get all of it going, the one downside to the Deathmark macro I'm using is obviously if you click it and it doesn't go off, it still clicks your Thistle Tea. That's why I ended up using 2 Thistle Teas. Now I'm just running it because I'm too lazy not to have it. I don't want to manually have to click it because I'm just too lazy. But it's your call whether you want to run it. Even if you do lose out on a Thistle Tea, you have so many of them, you'll literally have one every go. Even if you accidentally use 2, it really doesn't matter. Alrighty, we're back. So we're not running Disarm, so we can finally run the best talent in the game. But pretty much as like a perma wall, you should be clicking it pretty much all day. The Feint talent is just way too good not to run when you don't need Disarm. So here, we're basically going to run in, and we're bleeding both. There really is no main target. Usually we're going to go lock at the main target, but we're bleeding both. So we're going to grow. We're going to grow him. We're going to put a Rupture up here. We're going to mutilate. So nice. He stuns us while he's in a grow. Nice. So they're CCing while we're CC. Really good for us. So fortunately, we can't get a resell. We'll just bleed the Shaman first, and then we'll go back. We actually might just stun him. So actually, we're going to stun him right here. We're going to use Deathmark. This is where we're going to try to one-shot him here. Maximum man. We're going to cheap shot. We're going to grow his trinket, and we kill him. Oh! He ends up surviving very rarely. So he ends up swapping. We grow. This is where we Tempest, and again, we're just doing maximum man. We'll feint while they're doing all the damage here. We'll reapply grow. Or Rupture, I meant. We're not going to trinket this because we don't really need to. We're going to feint again. This guy is actually doing a lot of damage to us as well. So big damn to him. This is where we can use our Growths here. So we use our Night Elf Racial. We're going to Growth the healer here. Growth the healer. Growth the Warlock. Reapply Rupture. We're going to Growth one more time. And then Tempest. So we get a full Tempest running. This is where we're going to Kidney Shot. We're going to shiv off this. We're going to use our Thistle Tea. We're going to vanish off this to get another cheap shot. So we get another cheap shot. We're going to cheap shot one more time. Then we're going to Growth. And then off this, we're going to Venom. And we're just going to keep the go going. We're going to Growth one more time. We're going to Tempest. This is where we trinket. We're going to blind him DR. Even if it's only for a few seconds, it's worth it. We're going to Growth off, or gouge off this so our healer can, get back to normal. This is where we bleed the lock again. We'll kick this guy because why not? Our guy is still getting absolutely obliterated. So here, he ends up DR fearing. We'll feint off this. We still have Cloak available, so we can kind of push in and we should be alright. So we're just going to go Shaman here hard. So we're going to shiv. This is where we're going to Kidney Bomb. So Kidney Bomb so he can't peel. This is where we do maximum damage and he ends up getting absolutely obliterated out of existence. And there's nothing he can do about that. He ends up getting a really good Fade cast there. I'll gouge him here because he's stunned. So we basically save our guy from dying right there. He actually probably would have killed had I not. And that's how you want to use your gouge. It's just good to do that. Good to peel. I don't know why the Demo Lock is actually doing so much damage. He's actually, honestly, doing a lot of damage. Honestly, he's not playing that bad either. I think he fake cast me twice. Very nice, very nice. So we'll kidney shot him here. Because our guy is absolutely getting obliterated. I have Cloak available, so we don't really have to be too scared. And we'll just keep bleeding this guy up. He's trying to run. We're not going to let him do that. Oh, whoa, what was that? Okay, so, Demo Lock S tier? Question mark? What did he just hit me for? What was that? Oh, beautiful. I love when I see Demo Warlocks hit those 7 million. My. Alright, well, we take him out. So I don't know how you lose when you're a Demo Warlock now, but we still take the dub. Assassination Rogue is coming on top here. This build is actually pretty solid. this actually gives assassination rogues a kill window. So instead of just keeping people at 10%, you actually have a finishing touch to kill somebody. Alrighty, so we have another shaman. Looks like all I'm seeing is shamans. We're not gonna run disarm this time. Again, disarm is really only needed versus really bursty things. Um, and if for anybody saying Deathmark is hitting some really nasty crits, it really isn't. It's really just the overtime bleed effect that's doing it, and it's enhancing everything else. So you're really not actually hitting any big numbers. It's just so much things happening at the time that makes it good. So it's not like you're hitting any one-shot macros. So here, we'll go ahead and bleed him here, so we'll immediately get Rupture. We'll just trinket this. We'll garrote the warrior now. So nice, he disarms air. This is where we'll faint. Off this, we'll Rupture. Nice, he trinkets air. We'll gouge him just for a second, just so he's in rage. Why not? This is where we'll Tempest, re-put a garrote. We'll kill the static totem here, because why not? This is where we'll put Tempest on this guy as well, so we'll put Tempest here. Nice, he fears. We'll evasion since our guy's feared. It's on all of his damage too. So this is where we're going to go Shaman here. I kick on an axe down. I don't know why my kick is like so weird lately. So here, we'll use Vanish. So we're not going to go him. This is where we'll Deathmark this guy. Big damage here. Maximum output. We'll garrote the healer here. Maximum damage. We'll garrote the warrior. At this point, nice, we get swapped for free. Or technically not for free, but you know what I mean. Here we'll bleed the healer again. We'll re-Tempest both of them. Let's see if I get it. Doesn't look like I got it, but this is where we'll blades to get combo points. I want to put Tempest on the healer. I don't think I'll get it. We'll put Rupture first. Nope, can't. DR stuns me. Still trying to get after him. Nice, so we finally hit him. We'll garrote him. Put a Tempest on him. Nope, he knocks me again. It's the, like, 9th time. Yeah, so we'll reapply Rupture. We're going to blind this go. Even though we don't have Deathmark, it's still worth it. So here we'll Tempest. We'll blind. This is where we'll Vanish. We'll cheap shot him here. We'll bomb late and then try to sap. We'll see if we get it. Yep, got the sap off it. Really nice for us. He disarms us, but oh well, it is what it is. We'll try to sap one more time. Yep, got the sap again. That's why our Night Elf racial is just really nice. We'll sap one more time if we can. We'll cheap shot off that. So again, just keeping max CC. Off this, we'll garrote if we can. We'll see if we get it. Nope, my step just randomly goes out. Okay, whatever. That's a big down. We'll reapply Rupture. So we got everything we needed, and we got a full sleep off that. With all that CC, fortunately, I am full feared. Nice, we get a re-stealth off that. We'll re-Tempest. We can gouge the healer right now, actually. We'll garrote this guy here. So big garrote. We'll use Thistle Tea. We'll use this. We'll kidney off this. Full kidney shot. Again, just doing maximum damage to him right now, and he gets taken out. Again, just a maximum amount of CC. If used correctly, you can control an entire match. And we also have our King's Bane back. So again, just maximum damage, and he gets taken out. I'm not used to using Deathmark. That's probably why I didn't even realize it was up. Because the last time Kingsbane was actually good was like, it's been a very, very long, I don't even remember the last time Kingsbane was actually the meta. So, there you have it. And again, just a massive amount of CC if used correctly. If you set up your blind with your smoke bomb, because again, when you blind somebody, they still have 1 second to press stuff. But if you target your guy and he's in the smoke bomb, obviously he's not going to be able to target anybody to get in combat. So he ends up getting absolutely obliterated.